everybody. I'm here today to show you and tell you how to mute a ukulele. This will be an easy tutorial with beginner instructions, so let's get right into the video. So essentially, when you want to mute your ukulele, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be playing a note, but it will be muted. You're going to be playing a note or a chord, but it will be muted. You're still going to get the same pitch and tone that you would get when you're regularly playing the note. However, it will be muted. It will be very, very faint. You'll barely be able to hear it, and the note won't ring on. It'll just be very staccato. It is different from a chuck. When you chuck a ukulele, you are playing and then stopping, right? Much faster, right? So you're playing a note when you're chucking, which I did a previous video on. You're playing the note and stopping, then you're muting it quickly. When you're muting a ukulele, I view it as being different because in my eyes, I'm a beginner, but in my eyes, it's a different skill. You are playing a note, okay, but it is not ringing on at all, and it's just muted from start to finish. There is no strumming, there's no ringing of the note, and then muting it is just muted to begin with. Chucking is I believe, a ring and a mute, right? Very fast. Whereas muting, it's gonna sound something like this. So you can hear right here, okay, just to give you an example of a very simple note, this is what the note sounds like regularly. Then I'll show you what I'm doing with my hand. That's the note regularly, okay? This is it muted. There we go, perfect. Now essentially what I'm doing is I'm pressing down my finger on the fret or frets hard enough that the string is touching these little pillars on the fretboard. So when I'm pressing it down hard, I'm not just holding it on it, right? That's the sound it would produce if I was not pressing it at all. Very different. When you press it enough that it touches the little pillars of the fretboard, you get the note sound, you get the note tone, but it's muted. So listen closely. This is if I do it properly. Okay? This is what the regular note would sound like. And muted. All I'm doing is instead of pressing down hard like that, that is the regular note. I release it a little bit, and that's it muted, okay? Very, very different. And if I was to not press it at all, if I was to just literally silence it on that same part, very different sound, right? Listen to the difference. So you can see with my finger, I'm opening and closing it a bit. And you can repeat this with any note that you want to, right? And even multiple fingers on the notes, you can also do it. You just gotta be aware of how hard you're pressing, not to press too hard, right? See? And that's a regular chord right there, but it's muted. I know at the beginning of the video, you probably had your doubts. You're like, this guy's not making any muting sounds. He's just using one finger, but you're wrong, okay? Hopefully you didn't doubt me, because as you can see, that is a regular note muted, but if there's an open string, this string is open on this chord, you can't hit it or else that string's gonna ring. You don't want that when you're muting, right? And you can use it for effectiveness on a song. Let me explain. Let's say I'm playing. All right, I just realized how my... So I'm just watching the screen and I'm bouncing around. You can do that just, for example, let's say someone was running and walking, or running and then creeping, like it's a movie and someone's running and then all of a sudden they're creeping, right? That's like, the running would be like, and then the creeping would be, and I do have to tune my ukulele, I do apologize. Don't judge the tuning of it. Don't judge my playing. I'm just a beginner, but I wanted to make these tutorials because I truly enjoy playing it, and I just learned some of these things, and I'm becoming better at them, so I figured I'd give you a beginner's perspective. I know a lot of people are pros, and they make videos from a professional standpoint, but as a beginner, I'm showing you what I learned myself, because as I learn it, I can portray that to you, how I learned how to do it. So instead of, 10 years later showing you how to do it from a professional standpoint, which is great for many things, I'm giving you a beginner perspective so you can see as I learn it, what worked for me, I can portray that to you. And that's basically it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it, just to clarify, muting I know a lot of people view muting and chucking as the same thing, and it's totally fine to each their own. But for myself, chucking is when you let it ring out and then silence it. And muting is when you play it silenced to begin with. You play the note muted, toned down, not ringing out. That's the entire note. It doesn't ring out at all. Not like chucking where it rings out for a moment and then you silence it. It's sort of just always muted. And that is truly it. And I really hope you enjoyed the video. Honestly, from a beginner perspective, I know I'm not a pro, I don't want people to tear me up in the comments section saying, why is this guy making videos when he's just a beginner? I want to portray it to you from a beginner perspective because I am a beginner, so I can portray the stuff that I've learned to you in the way that's worked for me learning it. So that's it. It's truly it. I'm truly at the end of the video. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.